Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala khairul mursalin Muhammadin an-Nabi al-Ummi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd, yaqulu Allahu ta'ala fil Quran al-Kareem, Inna Allaha wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi ya ayyuha alladhina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallimu tasliman. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Maulana Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Our dear brothers and sisters, my name is Abdul, they call me Imam Abdul Ali Musa. I'm the Imam at Masjid al-Islam. For those of you who do not know me or our community, we are not out here begging for zakat or sadaqah. We are out here because we have made a stand against Zionism. We have made a stand against Americanism. And we would like your help to assist in that. At our masjid, you will not hear a cozy, easygoing khutbah. That while the Muslims are being murdered all over the world, in Palestine, by the day, in Yemen, by the day, richest Arab country in the world, supporting the murder of the poorest Arab country in the world, Yemen. The Zionists beating the fat off the heads of Palestinians. We're not going to come in here and have a nice sweet khutbah and don't say nothing about it. And then for you Muslims that walk by us and smile like we're doing something wrong, no, it ain't us doing nothing wrong. When the hadith tell you if your Muslim brother is being oppressed, you should support him. That's what we support. If you walk in and out of here and not pay attention to any of the crimes that the Zionists and the Americans are doing to the Muslims, then that means that maybe something is not wrong with us because we're out here. And we're not afraid of no Zionists. You would be surprised. Like, how do you think we can talk against the Zionists like we are? Because we're not afraid of them. You don't have to stand out here because we're out here. But we would like for you to help us against the Zionists. The Zionists have billions of dollars, right? So we're not out here begging for your please help us to pay our bills. That ain't why we're out here. We're out here because we have to build institutions. The hadith, you know it. If you see injustice being done, stop it with your hand. If you can't, speak out about it. Well, that's what we're doing. We're speaking about injustice. You can't turn on your television, I don't care what channel it is, without seeing the Muslims being bombed, murdered, and killed. The Muslims, your brothers and sisters. And half of them are being killed in the countries where you're from. If you're from Africa, you got Boko Haram robbing and killing and murdering people, right? If you're from the Arab world, you got the richest Arab country in the world bombing and killing the poorest Muslims in the world. Okay, by the way, we're going to be out here next week. So we want y'all all to go home, fill up your pockets full of money, and next Friday you come here, you help us. Don't walk by here grinning like, oh, there's something wrong with us. It ain't nothing wrong with us. If you can walk into that khutbah with Muslims being killed all over the world and they ain't said a word about it, something's wrong with you. It ain't nothing wrong with us. If you can walk in there and the Muslims are being killed all over the world, yes, and you ain't got nothing to say about it, and you walk by us like some of our brothers do granted, there ain't nothing wrong with us. There's something wrong with you. What about your Islam? Who are you scared of? What government do you work for? Right? We work for the government of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We're not afraid of no Zionists. You should help us. So when you go out next week, we want you to come back, fill up your pockets with money, and then fill these up. We're going to be here again next week. And please don't come by here grinning like there's something wrong with us. And you went in there and listened to a khutbah and they didn't say nothing about protecting and rescuing the Muslims. Not one single word, did they? Not only it happened here, anywhere you went to in America, they said nothing about the situation of Muslims. But you're going to be in there. Most of y'all read Arabic. Some of y'all, the Arabic is your language. You can read what it says. You know what it says, right? You know what it says. You know what it says better than I do. You know that Masjid al-Aqsa is al-Ula al-Qibla. You know that we're not against Jews or anybody. The first Qibla was the Qibla of the Bani Israel, right? Y'all know all of that. But you walk by here like, oh, they're out there begging. We're not out here begging. We're out here asking you to support yourself, to support Islam. Another thing, if you're afraid, if the leadership in America is afraid, well, help us. We're not afraid of Zionism, right? Now, I want you to think about it. We're out here talking against Zionism and Americanism. Now, what do you think the Zionist American government do to us when you're not looking? Huh? What do you think they do with us when you're not looking? Right? But we stand up anyway. That's a privilege. It's a privilege for us to stand up for the hawk here in America. It's an honor. So, okay. Walk on by like ain't nothing happened. I hope nothing ever happens to y'all. I tell you what, I hope nothing ever happens. You know why I hope never happens to you? Because if you turn your back on the other believers, eventually the other believers may turn their back on you. That's not what Islam says. Islam says a believer is a security for other believers. He don't leave him alone to be oppressed by others, but he supports him. He protects him. So the Muslim is a protection for another. And you know the criteria for an imam? What does it say? The criterion for an imam is one that everybody, the imam is a shield to protect you, isn't that right? So it looks like it ain't too many imams in America because they're not a shield, they're not protecting anybody. They're protecting their job. They're protecting their living room and their bedroom, they're protecting their company. And for the Muslims to walk by us standing out here, it ain't that cold, just like we're doing something wrong. Like we're doing something wrong. We're standing up for Islam. Look at the brother jumping. There was a little noise right there. He jumped almost over here. That's how the Zionists got us, right? Got us scared. We jumping everybody. And you ought to see another just a little noise went on right there. He almost jumped in my lap. I'm telling you, it's strange stuff. Muslims, I don't want to say this, but y'all are sorry bunch. You got to get yourself together. That's why the people run over us, because we turn our back. Everybody's back is turned, right? You turn your back on me, what about the Muslims overseas, your relatives, right? They're being bombed and killed and murdered right now today, and you walk by like, oh, that's one of those crazy Muslims. I don't think I'm crazy. I don't think I'm misguided. And I don't think the Muslims standing out here with these boxes are misguided. I think the Muslims who are avoiding their duty and responsibility, I don't know, I'm not going to say misguided. They're believers. your brothers and sisters. If we don't stand up for each other, nobody in the world is going to stand up for us. As Muslims, as black people, right? You might wonder, what is that black man standing up there and talking about us? It's because we know what oppression is. We hear it from here in America. Why do you think we're out here talking to you, trying to get you to stand up for Islam? Just like standing up for black people. If you don't stand up for other people, they're going to burn you and kill you and murder you and drive all over you. And if you walk past like you don't know what you're doing, that's what they're going to do. They're going to enjoy beating you upside the head. Tell them, it's not bad. If you don't stand up for yourself in America, you're in trouble, right? In America, and the Zionists, they're not going to give you nothing. You got to stop them. It says if you see injustice, stop it with your hand. You can't speak out about it. And if you can't do that, feel bad about it, but that's the weakest kind of faith. So we're taking the second option. We're speaking out about it. Yes, that's what we're doing. We're speaking out about it. And we want to thank all of you wonderful believers for being so conscious of your duty. And we want to congratulate you on your standing up for your brothers and sisters. So we congratulate you for your wonderful work of standing up for Islam. But that's just some of the stuff we have. We're standing out here for our brothers in Palestine, our brothers in Yemen, our brothers all over the world. Everywhere you go, the Muslims are being oppressed, right? If you're in Africa, if you're in Asia, if you're anywhere else, right? That's why we're out here. Doing Black History Month, we have it. It's coming Sunday, around 12:30, on this month, we have to go very Sunday. All right, dear believers. So here's what we want you to do. Alhamdulillah, right there. We want you to stand up for Islam. We're standing up for Islam means standing up for your family, standing up for your wives, standing up for your children. Hey, why not? Isn't your wives and children worth standing up for? Huh? Isn't your wives and children worth standing up for? Huh? Or do you believe we should trust the Zionists to protect our wives and children? Thank you very much. Alhamdulillah. Okay, dear believers, we're going to give y'all a few more minutes, so we want y'all to run on out of that Masjid and come out here and put some and stop being scared. Don't worry, it ain't over here. I'm going to turn you in to the Americans. Now come on out. There's a brother right down there. Put some in his socks. Here I am. Here's your brother right here. You don't want to help Palestine. You don't want to help Yemen. You don't want to help the Muslims around the world. You just want to walk by and say, okay, forget you guys. Help yourself. You know, the Hadith don't say that. It says, the Hadith says, if you see an injustice, stop it with your hand. We don't have an army, a navy, and an air force here in America, the Muslims. So it says, speak out about it. The third branch is feel bad about it, but that's the weakest kind of faith. Now, here's what we're saying. This is your last chance. We're not going to be out here but about 2 or 3 more minutes, so y'all can run on out and put something in these boxes so you can help build the Imam Tufel Command Center. What is the Imam Tufel Command Center? It is a center that is sponsored by us where we will continue to fight Zionist Americanism and anti-Islam on a higher level. If we get organized better, we won't have to be... Move off of my face. Very good. We won't have to be standing out here jumping up and down and harassing you. You have enough trouble already. A lot of us have trouble just being reminded of the struggle. So, any of y'all can hear now, we got boxes. So ain't no way you can get away unless you got a circular methodology of trying to escape helping yourself. I'm going to move toward a close. Remember, I'm coming back next week. This is what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to go home, run envelopes with money, and set it in your drawer. And then next time you come to Juma, next week, might be snowing out here a little bit, might be raining, we want you to bring that, and we want y'all to fill these boxes up. Make Juma something real. And then when you see your friends around, talk to them and tell them, boy, we saw some crazy Muslims out there. They were talking about Zionism, they were talking about Americanism, and they're not even dead yet. So, tell them you saw some Muslims that are real, something's happening with them. So tell them they're going to be out there next week. Rain, shine, wind, freezing, we're going to be out here. So we want y'all to go home now and pack up all the money you got in them boxes you've been hiding. Put it in the envelope, put it in your drawer, and before you come to Juma next week, pull it out of that drawer and come in here and put it in our box. That's right. You say you should ask for help in a nice way. Why should I come around and flatter you and y'all running for the Hey, I'm trying to tell you, man, we're in a big war here. We're in a big war here. We know it's a war. Number one, we're black, so you know we've been white fighting ever since we've been here. Number two, we're Muslim. Well, guess what? You stuck out. You're black, and you are Muslim, and you're here in America. Boy, that's why we're not scared. And we ain't only scared. Somebody with a California plate there, I tell you, technically I'm from California. But the Muslims are scared in California too. Northern California, Southern California, all down in, all around LA and everywhere, all the ones up to San Francisco, Berkeley. If you scared here in DC, they scared out there too. They're actually, our biggest part of our movement is in California. Our first masjid is in Oakland, California. That's right, I'm telling you. So, I'm the famous Imam Musa. That's who I am, Imam Abdul Musa. Allahu Akbar. Okay, dear brothers and sisters, look like it's all over. About time to close down. The last chance. Last go round. All right, dear believers, we're going to be back next week. I told you. And ain't nobody playing with y'all. We want y'all to bring big money next week. We're not crazy. You know the craziest thing we're doing is trying to get you to help yourself. hadith, and I'm going to close with this. If you see wrong, stop it with your hand. Military power. If you can't speak out about it, we don't have all of the facilities that we kind of could use here in America. But you know that rag they call the Constitution has something in it. It's called freedom of speech, press, religion, and association. Now, that's a lie, because you can say what you want, but you know how much money? Do you know what it's going to cost you? Do you know how much fitna we have around our center? You wouldn't believe it. You can't freely speak out. You can, but it's going to cost you. We're willing to pay the price for the last 50 years, and we're going to keep on going and doing it, inshallah, until we die. So it's been nice talking to y'all, and we greet you with our greeting of peace. As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah.